What's up, guys? I wanted to give you a bit of a tour of my home gym here and then offer you tips and suggestions to build your own. The way I'm going to progress, what we're going to get for each stage of the home gym is that I set everything in tiers. Each tier is going to have its own specific purpose and then its own set of equipment that you'll want to get and look at and purchase. Now, I do have a link to a list of items that I've put into a little idea list on Amazon, so you can click on that, get some inspiration. Now, I know how you might feel about ordering things online, so just use it as a guideline, get some ideas, get some motivation, and purchase and look for things on your own. So the first thing to keep in mind before we even start building and buying things is your goal. Right? You have to have a goal in mind. You need to know where you want to go. You need to know why you want to get there, and then enact the plan. Now, like I said, each tier is going to have its own phase, and that we're going to utilize it for a specific purpose, as well as the equipment that we're going to have with it. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the first tier. So the first tier is what I call body weight and resistance bands. Now, to keep this tier simple, it is mainly for endurance and stabilization. You're going to do balance work and you're going to do light cardio exercises and any tiny bit of resistance exercises with the bands to just prepare you for later stuff. I'd like to have it noted that within this tier, even to get a good workout, you don't need to purchase any equipment. You could literally do a great workout for $0 just utilizing your body weight, things that you have lying around the house, such as a book bag or a duffel bag that you can fill with items, or you can go to a local park and do any workouts there, though that kind of defeats the purpose of it being a home gym. Of course, though, we want to progress our workouts, and so with this tier, like we said, the main thing that we're going to have is resistance bands. Now, I do have a recommended set that goes along with my program that builds and incorporates each stage of development and workout progressively. So if you're interested, you can go to my Facebook page and check that out and message me and I'll give you more information. But I definitely recommend the Black Mountain product version of the resistance bands. Again, it's linked into the little idea box in the description below. And then, of course, the most essential piece of workout equipment, I feel, is a pull-up bar. Now, keep in mind the weight limit on the door frame pull-up bar and how much weight you have. You can have other options. You can find something more sturdy and stable around the house, but you'll be able to utilize, and if you're really overweight, utilize the resistance bands to help assist you. Another piece of equipment is going to be a stability ball. Now, you might not need this, but I highly recommend that you get one, especially to progress into the next tier. It's going to be a must-have for some of your exercises. Now, you may be thinking, what am I going to do about cardio? Well, before you go out and buy a $250 to $1,000 piece of cardio equipment, which is designed to just do that one thing, you can get, again, a great cardio workout for absolutely nothing using body weight and simple exercises. Now, if you want something a little more, my personal preferences for cardio equipment are a jump rope, or if you'd like, you can even purchase battle ropes or even agility ladders to help facilitate your cardio workout and make it more fun and exciting. So on the lowest end, as we said, you could spend nothing and actually have a great workout in home gym. But with just the essential pieces of equipment, such as the pull-up bar, the resistance bands, and the stability ball, we're looking at less than $90. Now, if you did want to purchase all of the equipment on the recommendation list, especially the cardio equipment, you're looking upwards of $165. So my second tier is what I call the dumbbell tier, which is going to be the essential piece of equipment for this tier. Now, this tier is going to focus on stabilization, endurance, muscle hypertrophy, and strength. Now, with dumbbells, you could have many options to choose from. You could have literally fixated hex racks, which are going to run quite a bit of money, or you could do something a little cheaper and easier, which is to just get a standard bar and some free plates. Now, the standard bar and free plates can roughly run you about 20 bucks for the bars, less than that even. And then the plates, which I do recommend having four plates of 10, 4 plates of 5, and 4 plates of 2.5 just to get started, then you can find the plates for about 50 cents a pound at Academy. Now, I know how you might feel about Academy, but hey, we're going for budget and bang for buck. Another thing to consider about your progression and where you want to go with your exercises is where you're planning to be in the future. So if you definitely want to get a barbell and be able to load a barbell, you might want to consider, instead of having a standard 1-inch barbell, to have an Olympic barbell. Now, that's what I chose to do, And so with that in mind, I made sure that I didn't buy two separate different types of plates and two different dumbbell bars. I chose to get the Olympic bars. Those are definitely going to run you a lot more. They're roughly about $30 to $40 a piece, but there is a set linked for $66. And then of course the plates are going to be about the same price. And that just makes it easier because it's going to go towards my barbell set. Now again, if you're still planning to have some elaborate gym setup in your home, you may even want to do something more fancy and have rubber coated plates. I don't personally mind the iron plates without coating, it's fine. And if I do plan to upgrade, I'll upgrade later. But rubber coated plates are definitely going to run you a lot more. So some other pieces of equipment are going to be that stability ball. If you haven't got it in the last tier, you're going to want it now because you can do a lot of exercises with just that and the dumbbells. And for most people, that could be where you stop, and that could be the bulk of your exercises. Now again, if you do want to progress and do more heavier lifts, then you're going to want to bench. Again, you can search around for your own bench. I do have one linked in that Amazon list below. Mine was $135. I feel it's great. It holds a lot of weight and has a lot of versatility. You make sure just to have incline decline with it. Another thing, which is completely optional, is going to be a curl bar. Now, you don't need it if you're just going to use the dumbbells, that's fine, but I like the curl bar because it gives me a little differentiation into my workouts and what I can do for certain exercises. Keeping in mind, if we're going to go with the Olympic size dumbbells and barbells, we're going to want some collars for our bars. Now, of course, this is optional because the sets are going to come with collars, but I think those collars just ruin your bars and they're not great anyways. So I like the little plastic lock collars, again linked into the list below. Roughly run $10 a pair. So with two dumbbells, we're going to have two. So the lowest end on what we're going to spend in this tier is about $55, and that's including the standard barbells and then the free plates. Now, my loadout was $300, which included the Olympics, the plates, the bench, and the curl bar as well. Again, you could spend upwards of thousands of dollars on hex racks, or even the mechanical interlock dial operated dumbbell sets. But again, that's your choice. We're trying to keep it cost efficient and effective. So we're gonna talk about tier 3 and tier 4 together. Tier 3 is what I call the barbell tier because that's what you're going to want to buy. I usually buy a barbell set, comes with plates, just makes it convenient and easy. Tier 4 is what I call the whole shebang, which is then getting a rack or a cage like the one behind me. So looking at the barbell, like I mentioned, I like to have a set. So there is a set that you can purchase at Academy. It's the CAP 300-pound barbell set. It normally runs for about $230, but they always have a special on it most of the time, making it $180. That's just my personal recommendation. Keeps it cheap and keeps it effective. I do have a link if you were interested in going with the rubber plates, a CAP version of the 300-pound barbell set with rubber coated plates. Now, if you're going to go just into the third tier alone, I highly recommend, and no matter what, even if you do get the 4th level rack, but I recommend the Landmine Row set. So again, linked into the description below. It's just going to give you more versatility to what you can do with your barbell because you can still do a lot with a barbell even without having a rack. Now you might not be able to do bench and squats as easily, but you can still do a whole lot of compound exercises with it. As for the rack, that is going to be essentially personal preference. I did a lot of searching in what I wanted, and so I came to the realization I wanted a cage because the cage is going to have everything. It's going to keep all of my stuff convenient and in one tiny little compact spot. So if you're looking for a bench press, well, you're gonna have a bench press and then you're gonna want a squat rack and then you're gonna have probably two separate pieces of equipment. And then some cages or squat racks and things like that are just really big. Now, my personal preference, even though looking at other different cages, was this cage, the Body Power cage, listed in the link below again, and it came to $380. I thought it was a steal, and it's beautifully sized, it's really not big, and you have plenty of room to do all of your workouts and exercises in it. So when we have the whole shebang together, let's look at how much space we're really taking up, because that's another thing to consider with this build out. So in the early stages, you could get away with literally a 2x or 4x4 corner in your room to just consolidate all your equipment and make it easy. Now once we get the barbell, even with the barbell, you can again still stick it in the corner in a 4x4. But obviously once you get the racks, that's where you're gonna have a lot of space eaten up. Now again, like I said, I chose this rack because of the space consideration, and looking at my whole setup here, it literally just takes up 1/3 of the spare bedroom that I have. So I measured it out, and you could probably shimmy it around and consolidate a little bit more space, but a 6x11 foot space is all it took up for me, which I have the space for it. Now, if you don't have the space for it, you might want to make some considerations in what you do, but hey, it's really not that much space for a complete total gym where you can get a workout just as efficient as any other gym that you'd apply a membership for. So let's go ahead and look at the grand total for just what I purchased in my loadout, which I will put a picture right here that you can pause and freeze frame for everything that I have on my list. But everything that I've purchased total comes up to less than $950. Which in my opinion is a whole steal. Now I know you're looking at this as just one number, one lump sum number, but this number has been broken down for myself in the course of 6-7 months. Now, you might not want to do this in the course of 6-7 months. You could do it from 6 months to a year. And if you break it down to even a year, that's less than $70 a month that you can save towards your massive home gym. That's less than your credit card payment. So there it is, guys. That's my home gym. I hope it helps you out. I hope it inspires you into what you want to do and what you might want to make for your home gym. If you're interested in my tiered out progression of workouts, you can go ahead to my Facebook linked below and give me a message, and we can work with you from there. Don't forget, if you like the video, to hit that like button and then subscribe to see more contents. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next time.